draft terms of reference for the Commission of Investigation concerning Irish Bank Resolution Corporation Limited has a cut-off date for the 7th of February 2013. That's the date of the appointment of the special liquidator. An information which was passed by Sinn Féin's finance spokesperson, Pearse Doherty, to the Taoiseach. So the Taoiseach has all the information, not just the part of it, which was read into the Dáil record yesterday. And I have also seen this documentation. Indicates transactions, activities and decisions beyond the date set in your terms of commission. Indeed, the special liquidators have disposed of 21.7 billion of loans since that date, and that dwarfs the sales in the period open to the Commission to look at under the government's terms of reference. We're talking about billions of the people's money being transferred to private interest in a completely opaque way. And this is money, of course, that could have been spent on hospitals, schools, houses and on combating poverty. These include the sale of racing post loans, which have been criticised by a bidder as being less than transparent. It includes the sales of the mortgages of thousands of households thousands of mortgages of people to unregulated vultures. That also falls into this time frame. And contrary to your claims here and the Minister's claims, these and the period involved are not included in the government's terms of reference and could be subject to a legal challenge or not investigated at all if the terms of reference are not amended. Now, one of Sinn Féin's amendments proposes that the relevant period be from the 12th of January 2009 and 12th of March 2015 inclusive, in order to cover all of these transactions. And that's what Fianna Fáil should support if the government don't signal clearly that it will accept our amendment. So I'm asking, will the government accept our amendment and change the terms of reference accordingly?
Minister.
Well, first of all, I do not accept that the liquidator has been dealing with loans that has been disposed of in an opaque way. The legislation governing the liquidator provides that he must get an independent valuation of the loans. The loans must be then disposed of by way of open public tender, and he cannot dispose of the loans below the value indicated by the independent evaluation. They have to go to NAMA. He cannot dispose below that price. So the provisions in relation to the legislation governing the liquidator are clear and they are transparent in the way they operate. The issue that you raise in respect of the files provided by Deputy Pearse Doherty, they have been reviewed by the Attorney General, and she has given the assurances that they will be covered by the Commission of Investigation. Furthermore, these files will be provided to the Commission, the judge who will be chairing the Commission, and he will have full access to the files that Deputy Doherty has identified. So the terms of reference fully accommodate the issues that have been raised by Deputy Doherty, and I think that I can only give you the assurances and hope that you accept them.
Deputy Adams, thank you. Hey, sorry, Deputy Matthews, you're not a leader yet. Would you allow Deputy Adams to take his question? Thank you. Without interruption. Well, you talk to Deputy Bruton on your right-hand side or left-hand side. He might take you on board. Thank you. Deputy Adams, thank you.
I'm sure the people who are listening into this, seeing their money being frittered away, seeing the way the government responds to these issues, and seeing the way the Minister has refused to deal with the very simple, straightforward proposition from Sinn Féin to amend the terms of reference. Let me make it clear that Minister is totally and absolutely unacceptable. Pearse Doherty made it clear yesterday that he was reading that section into the Dáil record to point out one of the transactions which was being claimed had taken place in order that you would change the terms of reference. You have not changed the terms of reference. But this, if I may say so, is in line with the government's refusal to deal properly with these issues of huge public concern, despite them being brought to your attention for over 3 years now. Now, another example. Sorry, lads. Another example is the mystery of the missing minutes and the Finance Minister's failure thus far to explain when he was first alerted to the sale of Siteserv.
Thank you.
Now, did you, Minister, know of the sale of Siteserv before the Minister of Finance? I'll just be finishing now, Conclusion.
Thank you.
Sinn Féin has uncovered via a Freedom of Information request that the issue of Millington's purchase of Siteserv was reported to the Competition Authority on March 16, 2012 and reported to you in correspondence from the Competition Authority on March 20, 2012 and on May 21st. And this issue was already an issue of huge public concern. On March 17th of 2012, Fiona Radin, writing in the Irish Times, drew attention to Siteserv being sold to Dennis O'Brien for $45 million in cash, with a loss to the taxpayer of $105 million and an award of almost $5 million to Siteserv executives and shareholders. So why was the government not alert to these issues, especially when it was being brought, along with all of this, to the government's attention by your own officials?
Thank you.
So, Minister, were you aware of the Siteserv deal before the Minister of Finance? And could you please tell us when the Minister of Finance became aware of this deal?
First of all, money was not frittered away by this government in respect of Anglo-Irish. This government didn't put a single euro into Anglo-Irish. All of the money was put in by the previous government. And the actions by this government and by Michael Noonan reduced the cost of the debt of Anglo-Irish, and through the liquidation is actually showing signs that we will get back more than was expected. So no taxpayers' money has been frittered away by the actions of this government in respect of Anglo-Irish. I think, to be honest, that Sinn Féin is playing a political game. Despite getting assurances that all of the issues raised are being covered by the agenda, you want to find a reason to vote against this. That's what you're involved in. And as far as the issue of the sale of Siteserv, yes, the sale of Siteserv was notified to the Competition Authority, among many other such mergers, on grounds of competition. And the Competition Authority made very clear that there were no issues of competition in relation to that sale, and I accepted the advice that was involved from the Competition Authority and officials at that time. So the issues here are Sinn Féin is scrambling around to find some reason to vote against the terms of reference of an investigation that is clearly going to deal with all of the issues of public concern. And I've seen this in the past, but this is a robust inquiry. We've got the assurances of the Attorney General, and this is going to deal with this issue in a timely way so that we can have a report here by the end of the year.
Thank you. Deputy Murphy, thank you.
Thanks, Ceannairí. I'd like to remind the